Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early January 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Geminis out there. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic as we start this new year right. See what's going on for you, my friends. Talk to me, my gods. What's happening with the lovely Geminis here? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Gemini in early January. Let's get it going here. Spirit team. All right, nice and quick. So the concept of time, or the construct of time itself, could be very important with whatever it is you are going through right now when this first card shows up. Now, she does show up from time to time there, so whether it's somebody waiting on something, there could be a whole host of different things that this card could represent, but it is like very much time-based. So before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the January subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card a little more. So when you look at the exact image of it, we have this woman. She has that hood on, or whatever it might be, maybe it's even a robe, and she is holding that hourglass with the sand slipping through the hourglass through her fingers. So the first and only thing I generally think of with this card is time, or the construct of it. Now, I do always say that people experience time in different ways. It's a very subjective thing, right? Because there's some days where it feels like the day just got away from you, or the year got away from you. It went super, super fast. But then there's some times where time just seems to drag on and on and on and on. So for some of you, there could be time aspecting whatever it is you're dealing with. So whether you're waiting on something or someone, whether things are moving too quick or things are moving too slow, it could be any number of different things. And I always say, generally, a rule of thumb with this card is most of the time it's somebody waiting or feeling like they're wasting their time in one form or another. But we're just going to put her down right there. This could easily be Spirit just telling you to make the most of your time. Don't waste it. So let's get into tarot. And I always say this first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright, then we'll get into the intuitive juiciness. So let's shuffle it up one time and see what we have for the Geminis here in early January. And while we get the deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading, my friends. It was intriguing, to say the least. It was titled, They Are Planning. Now, the big theme I picked up in your reading last week was that of strategy. So whether it was you planning out your next steps, your coming days and weeks, maybe even years, now you see the concept of time linking in there as well. Could have been someone you're linked to that's setting a plan in motion or a strategy. It was all over the place in the reading last week. So I'm interested to see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. So get it going here. Let's get 3 cards for Gemini, please. Let's see what's happening for my friends. Thank you. Strength, interesting. Okay, Leo energy here. This could be a test of some sort, test of character. This is generally beautiful, angelic like energy whenever I see the strength card. We'll talk about it more. Okay, I see that card, I think of someone's character. Okay, now we have a beautiful giving type of energy as well. It could be karmic, so we'll see what's up. 6 of Pentacles, I like it for the most part. Let's get one more and we'll really start to piece this together. 6 of Pentacles, that is a very seasonal type of energy to have, and I'll explain that further. All right, yeah, we have the 3 of Swords on the back end. Okay, so hopefully we're not seeing any problems here, or there's someone that's just like really facing something with a strong like face, which could be good. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, this energy is playing together in an intriguing way, because if you look here, I'm seeing major arcana, we have minor arcana, we have thoughts and communication, we have the material world. So it's like we have a whole little mixture and hodgepodge of different things happening this week, Gemini. We got fire, we have earth, we have air. So I want to see how it all plays out, because yes, it could be one particular thing, but it could be multiple things showing up here. So let's go piece by piece and really start to build this reading out. Position number 1, we have the Strength card. As I already mentioned, this is a card that represents the zodiac sign of Leo. So if you're connected to Leo, maybe you have some Leo placements in your chart, this card could be very important in this reading, but it doesn't just have to represent a Leo person. This card to me could represent somebody trying to overcome something, okay? Especially since we have 3 of Swords, and these are like competing energies here on the back end. So when I see the Strength card, I'm thinking of somebody putting on a strong face. To me, this is a card of somebody's inner character. This isn't physical brawn. This isn't physical muscle. When we have the Strength card, it's someone's strength of character. So it often shows up when somebody's going through trials, tribulations, tests, problems, tough situations, things like that. It's a beautiful angelic card as well. And it is a card of overcoming something. That's the one thing I really, really do like about it. Now, as I always say, with every card, there's positive, there is a challenge. When the Strength card shows up, if it's a challenged Strength card, it could represent somebody who lacks all the things that I just spoke about. Somebody that feels like, this could be a dicey individual sometimes when Strength is in its reverse form, or it's just somebody giving in to something, or just feeling conquered or defeated. Moving to the center, we have a beautiful energy. We have the 6 of Pentacles. I link this to Libra, even though it's Earth, because of the scales. This card could also be karmic. It's not one of the major ones, but it could represent karma, especially with the scales. This is a beautiful card of equality, and it is a card of giving, right? This is a charitable type of card where somebody is either giving of themselves, giving of their money, their assets, giving of their energy. You see this person, they're sharing with those around them. So this is a card of sharing is caring. Often this card shows up when somebody's preparing to give another person a gift. So whether you're about to receive one, whether you're wanting to give a gift, this is a beautiful card. Now, in terms of relationships, this card does represent equal give and take and equality. I don't just pigeonhole it into that. But as you know, the challenge of this card could represent something that's out of whack, somebody that's giving way more than the other person. Okay, so you might be the type of individual where you feel like your kindness might be taken for weakness sometimes, or you give too much and it's always off balance for whatever reason. So we'll see what's up with this. Always watch your finances when this card is here. And it is just very giving and charitable. This is good. So when I see it next to the Strength card, it's a very, very good thing. This could be an honorable individual or someone that tries to live up to being honorable. But with the 3 of Swords next to it, this is where it might get a little dicey. Okay, so, and once again, the 6 of Pentacles could just represent a karmic something or other that we'll dig into as we move further into the reading. Now, on the back end, we have the 3 of Swords, okay? It is air energy. You're an air sign, so if anyone could deal with this 3 of Swords energy, it would be Gemini, right? This isn't a permanent energy, but when I see the 3 of Swords, it's one of the most popular cards out there because of that striking symbolism of the 3 swords cutting through the heart. It could represent pain. It could represent heartbreak. It's not very pleasant, this type of energy. So this could be somebody that could be anxious. They could be nervous. They could be upset. I always say this type of energy is on a scale. It could be something very minor all the way up to major, like someone feeling devastated. But we're not going to go that route just yet. It could even just be an annoyance sometimes. But when we link it with what we have here, if it's not a karmic thing that we're seeing here, there could be a problem or a tough situation that we might absolutely want to dig into deeper here with the 3 of Swords, because someone's not having a good time when that card's there. So with that being said, I want to dive deeper, Gemini. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. See what's happening. Talk to me, my gods. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Strength card. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. You could, if you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Gemini, you can just drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Strength card, what's happening? What is this Strength card? Cute. Okay, High Priestess in reverse, huh? Okay, yeah, there could be certain revelations or things coming to light in this time. Once again, I don't feel like this is an energy that could or would topple you in this time. So if you are going through like problems and tough situations or whatever it might be, we'll discern it when we get to the back end. I don't feel like it's going to knock you on your butt, like, right? This isn't going to topple you or ruin anything. The High Priestess, it could represent a Pisces. I link it to all water signs. When she's in reverse, to me, this is kind of the energy of one, well, it's two different things. In reverse, it's somebody that's not listening to their intuition, not listening to their gut. So if you are going through things, you might just be trying to tough it out. Like, listen, I'm not listening to my gut or intuition. I'm just going to tough this out. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Or this is something coming to light, because she is a card that represents the hidden. She could be secrecy. It's very subtle and quiet in its energy. So in reverse, it is something coming to light. So there could be certain things coming to light, like I said. So we'll see when we get to the back end. There could be revelations. But once again, I feel like whatever this is, whatever is showing up here and on the back end, this isn't enough to like really topple you. Like, you're taking it well, you're taking it in stride if you're dealing with these problems and situations that I'm already picking up a little bit of. So let's keep moving over. We're not going to get stuck up here. It is what it is. Okay. I don't feel like this is somebody giving in or giving up. It's more of someone just like, I'm going to keep pushing type of energy, right? So let's go in. Like, I will get over this. I will overcome this. That's the vibe I'm getting. So let's go in on that Six of Pentacles. Really want to get over to that Three of Swords, though. I feel like that's very important here. So why is that Six of Pentacles here? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so there could be someone in your midst, someone around you that could get served up a dose of karma here. We have the Two of Wands. All twos in tarot. They're a little karmic in their own way, too. Now, yes, they could be about decisions, choices. This one in particular could be about strategy and planning. So in reverse, remember what we were seeing last week, when it's in reverse, it's an unplanned type of energy. So when I see it underneath the Six of Pentacles, the first and foremost thing I was thinking with the twos that's balanced is like Spirit might really bring something into balance in this time. Okay, so whether you like it, whether you don't, Spirit might bring a situation into balance where somebody's going to get served up their karma. Now, I always say, like, I don't like to simplify it too much, because karmic archetypes and karmic things are very in-depth. Like, people have written books about these things. It's not just simple. It's not just like, yeah, it could be you get what you put out, you get in return. That's a very simplified way of looking at it. But the scales are about to be balanced in one way or another. Okay, like Spirit's taking note. So somebody could be catching their karmic dose here. Now, another thing that I'm picking up, something might turn out better than you think it will. Okay, if in recent times you've been feeling a little down in the dumps, if in recent times you've been like something about how you feel within, your self-confidence has been down, things can turn in a very positive direction very quickly here. Because remember, I said this is a card of planning. In reverse, it's unplanned. So like something kicking into a state of balance quickly. Okay, so this karmic energy is working, and it's something that's going to happen very suddenly as well. So we're going to go in on that Three of Swords. Once again, I don't feel like we need to overcomplicate this energy here in the center. It is what it is. But let's see why that Three of Swords is here. Then we'll do our recap before we get into the shadow card. But yeah, the karmic energies, the universal spiritual energies, they're in play for sure. Okay, so let's see what's up. I mean, you could plan for every eventuality. It doesn't mean it's always going to go to plan as well. I felt like I needed to say that. Let's see why that Three of Swords is here. Thank you. All right. Yeah. So we have the Eight of Wands here on the back end. So this could be a talk. It could be communication. It could be a message coming in. This is a card of action. Okay. Some of you really need to vent something or get something off your chest in a very, very big way. You might actually be talking to someone, whether professionally or whether it's a shoulder to lean on. That could really do a lot for you. We have the fire-air combination on the back end, which once again, we have this little undertone of things coming to light, surprising things, sudden things, like it's all over the place. Now, the Eight of Wands is a big action card. Okay. So I would say watch out for certain individuals' reactions to things in this time, because people might be reacting in ways that you don't expect. Okay, so whether it is by a conversation or a talk. And once again, I'm still getting this energy of there being a problem that needs to be overcome. But when I see the Eight of Wands underneath the Three of Swords, sure, it could be harsh words. So I would say beware of like tough conversations. Watch out for arguments in this time as well. But someone needs to let something out. If you are holding any of this Three of Swords energy right now within you, and we all experience it from time to time, if it's something that you're experiencing, any sort of pain, any sort of heartbreak, whatever it might be, even if it's minor, you might need to vent that energy, okay? So whether it is talking to somebody about it, or whether it is doing like water signs do, right? And like making art, doing creations, writing poetry, there needs to be some sort of vent for this, especially if there's something you're trying to overcome. So there's a lot of stuff happening in this week's reading, Gemini. I would say like it could be all these things, it could be none of these things. Like it's like a crapshoot of different energy this week. Let's go through and do a quick little recap, but I would say, yeah, watch out for somebody's reactions or actions. They could be a little harsh, and watch out for conflict in this time. But let's go through piece by piece. Yeah, venting, like I'm getting this venting. Position number 1, we have the Strength card with the High Priestess in reverse. I did say this could be something coming to light or some sort of revelation, but I don't feel it knocking you off track, right? Like whatever this is, whatever comes up or whatever's made known isn't really going to like throw you for a loop. It's like, okay, well, that is what it is. It sucks, but it is what it is. Watch out for issues with water signs in a very big way. But moving to the center, this is where karmic energy starts to play. We have the 6 of Pentacles with the 2 of Wands in reverse, and it does kick in very suddenly. Spirit is going to balance something out in this time, or at least get it going, get it started. And all these energies on the bottom are very sudden, very quick. Okay, so someone could get served up a dose of karma, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. If you've been dealing with a situation that hasn't been fair for whatever reason, things could really start to come into balance in a quick way. That's a big thing I was picking up here. Moving to the back end, we have the 3 of Swords with the 8 of Wands in the upright. You need to vent something, or somebody needs to vent something. This could be a harsh conversation of some sort, or needing to talk to someone. That was the big vibe, and I'm still picking that up here, like someone needs to get something off their chest. But watch out for someone's reactions and actions, like they might catch you off guard here. Okay, so if somebody is going through a tough time and they're catching their karma for whatever reason, you might want to take a step back for a minute. But yeah, please take a screenshot of that if you want to look into it further. Let's get you a shadow card here, Gemini. Let's see what's in the shadows for you, my Geminis. And yes, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end, just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Okay? A shadow card doesn't always have to be a challenge. Sometimes it could be a very good thing. So let's see what's in the shadows for Gemini. And if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it down in the comments below. It is a beautiful way to support the channel. And I love my channel members. I really do. But let's get it going. No pressure. Let's get this shadow card out. What's in the shadows for Gemini? Thank you. Star card. Okay, so you should be hopeful. That's one thing that Spirit's saying here. We have the Star card in the shadows. For a portion of you might be connected to an Aquarius, right? There might be the energy of an Aquarius that's still affecting you or linked to you in one way or another. But to me, the Star card is a card of wish fulfillment and hope. Hope in the future, right? It's super hopeful. So when I see this within the reading, like overcoming things and the karmic scales tilting and venting and all sorts of stuff, when I see the star, it is Spirit literally saying, like, listen, doesn't matter where you are in your journey or what's going on, this card says there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Don't lose hope in something. Remain hopeful, okay? For a portion of you, yeah, there could be some wish fulfillment coming in for you in a very, very big way. This is universal energy as well. So I would say that's a very, very positive shadow card for us to have. So Gemini, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The January subscriber surprise. For the January subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls tarot deck. It's one of my favorite new decks out there. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what are one of your biggest goals for this year that we just entered into? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, I'll announce the winners in my community tab at random. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you again soon.